In the quiet town of Valmont, where secrets lay buried beneath the cobblestones, a peculiar night unfolded. The clock struck midnight, and shadows danced along the walls of the old Whitmore estate. Inside, the atmosphere was thick with anticipation as a group of intruders prepared to execute their audacious plan. Their leader, a cunning woman named Celeste, had orchestrated every detail with precision. She was flanked by 3 formidable men: Victor, a hulking figure with a reputation for intimidation; Felix, the quick-witted strategist; and Rocco, the muscle of the group. As they approached the grand entrance, Celeste turned to her companions. "Remember, we are not here to cause harm. We want valuables, not violence. Stick to the plan." The men nodded in agreement, their expressions serious, yet eager for the thrill that awaited them. With a swift motion, Celeste picked the lock on the ornate door, and they slipped inside. The interior was dimly lit by a single chandelier that cast flickering shadows across the marble floor. They moved cautiously through the lavish hallway adorned with portraits of long-dead Whitmores, their eyes seemingly following the intruders. "Victor, check the study," Celeste whispered. "Felix and Rocco, you're with me. We'll head to the master bedroom." The men dispersed silently, each knowing their role in this high-stakes game. In the study, Victor rummaged through drawers filled with dusty papers and forgotten trinkets. His heart raced as he unearthed a small velvet pouch. "Jackpot," he muttered under his breath as he opened it to reveal an assortment of glittering gemstones. He quickly pocketed them but remained cautious. He knew they had limited time before someone might notice their presence. Meanwhile, Celeste and her crew entered the master bedroom. It was opulent. Silk drapes hung from tall windows and an enormous 4-poster bed dominated the space. "Look for anything valuable," Celeste instructed as she began searching through jewelry boxes on the vanity. Rocco opened a large wardrobe and gasped at its contents. Expensive suits and dresses hung meticulously on hangers. "These could fetch a fortune," he exclaimed. "Focus on jewelry and cash," Celeste reminded him sharply. "We can't carry too much." Just then, Felix's keen eye caught sight of something glimmering beneath a loose floorboard near the bed. "Celeste? Over here!" he called out excitedly. They gathered around as he pried up the board to reveal a hidden compartment filled with gold coins and antique jewelry. "This is it. This will set us for life," Felix exclaimed as they began to fill their bags with their newfound treasures. Suddenly, a noise echoed through the house, a creaking sound followed by footsteps approaching from downstairs. Panic surged through them. "We need to move, now," Celeste ordered as she quickly stuffed her bag full of jewels. They hurriedly made their way back to the hallway when Victor returned from the study, his expression grave. "We'd got company. 2 guards are patrolling outside." Celeste's mind raced as she calculated their options. "We can't go out through the front. We'll be caught for sure." She glanced around frantically before spotting a narrow staircase leading down to what appeared to be an old servant's entrance. "Down there, quickly," she urged as they sprinted toward the staircase. As they descended into darkness, Rocco stumbled slightly but regained his footing just in time. The air grew cooler as they reached a small door at the bottom of the stairs. Celeste pushed it open cautiously and peered outside. It led into an overgrown garden at the back of the estate. "Let's go," she whispered urgently as they slipped out into the night air. They dashed across the garden, just as they heard voices approaching from behind them. "Did you hear that? I think someone's in here," one guard shouted. With adrenaline pumping through their veins, they sprinted toward a tall hedge that bordered the property. They could hear footsteps growing louder behind them as they ducked behind it, hearts racing in unison. "Lay low," Celeste instructed, as they crouched down among the foliage, trying to catch their breath while remaining silent. The guards passed by just inches away from their hiding spot, oblivious to the danger lurking within their own estate. Once they were out of sight, Celeste signaled for them to move again. "Now's our chance," she whispered, fiercely, as they crawled through a gap in the hedge and emerged onto a deserted street beyond. The group paused for a moment to gather themselves before making their way down an alleyway toward safety. As they reached a corner store that was still open at this hour, Celeste turned to her crew with excitement gleaming in her eyes. "We did it! We actually pulled it off!" she exclaimed breathlessly, while catching her breath against a lamp post. Victor grinned widely, while Felix chuckled nervously. "I can't believe we escaped without getting caught," he said incredulously. Rocco held up his bag triumphantly, filled with coins and jewels gleaming under street lights like stars fallen from heaven. "This is just our beginning. We're going to be legends." Celeste nodded in agreement, but added thoughtfully, "Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to lay low for a while until things cool down." As they walked away from Valmont's grand estate under cover of darkness, their hearts filled with exhilaration and fear. They knew this robbery would be one for history books. A tale whispered among thieves about how 4 shadows danced through an opulent home, undetected by watchful eyes, and left only with riches beyond imagination. Little did they know that this escapade would set off a chain reaction that would lead them deeper into a world where danger lurked at every corner. A world where not only their skills would be tested, but also their loyalty to one another amidst betrayal and greed that awaited them just around another corner.